Okay, we are live. Let me go ahead and share my screen. 1 second. Bear with me here as I get everything set up here. Let's see, share screen. So on my screen right now, you should see me typing actually. You should see me typing. I'm going to go ahead and put QQQ in. It's already charted up. I'm going to leave things as it is. Let me just make sure I have this in taken care of. Let me go ahead and share. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. The price to come in is a like. So go ahead and tap that like button for me. If you have anybody that you want to share it with one person. Share it with one person. Also, don't feel free. Actually, feel free to leave a comment. Any questions that you have, I'll be here for the time being to answer those. I'm going to go ahead and share these over to the Discord group as well. I have a Discord, Holistic Traders. It is a free general Discord. The reason why it's free is because it's just information. There is another portion of it that is paid where we help prop traders become prop traders, or we help Forex traders become prop traders more so. So I went ahead and posted that there. We're going to go over a few charts that I already have listed for today. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, let people come on in as I get ready myself as well on my end. Make sure we have some lighting over here. Okay, let's see here. That should work out. And this is recorded, so you'll be able to go back and take a look at the information. You'll be able to go back and take a look at the information here. So I think I'm going to, let's see here. Am I good to go? I think I'm good to go. All right. So first thing first, we're going to take a look at the overall market. Taking a look at QQQ here. QQQ is currently, if we look at, and you can go back to my videos. Also, I do have a Udemy course as well that goes over this information. I'm going to go over everything that's on the chart, but as far as deep diving into it, I'll do the best that I can. But if you have any additional questions, feel free to ask me. And also, I do have the Udemy course where you can get 100% of the information as well. So looking at QQQ right now, and I'm going off the weekly time frame, we're definitely overextended at this time. We're overextended. I'm looking for a bearish movement. Not necessarily. I don't see that right now. I really don't. I don't see that happening at this moment. Not this week. Maybe we start downtrending this week, but there's no bearish position that I'll be taking this week. I am a swing trader, aka positional trader. And I won't say AKA because a swing trade, you're primarily looking for weeks to months, where a positional trader, you may be looking at months. So I primarily look for 3 to 6 months. You can either say 3 to 6 months or 2 to 4 months. But I try to stick with 3 to 6 months as far as my positional trades. That's just how it ends up going off of this time frame, unless it was like April 2025 when we had more volatility in the market. When we had more volatility in the market, it moved a lot faster. The second quarter was a great quarter. I will say that the volatility in April was amazing for everything that was going on for it around the world. It was amazing. I'll say that. So right now the volatility has been low. I think it's starting to pick up. And if I were just to give my opinion with the PDT rule possibly being looking like it's going to be removed, where you don't have to have $25,000 in your account to trade as a pattern day trader, that to me will offer more volatility. It's going to offer more people to trade on a day-to-day basis, which is going to give the market more money to fluctuate. And it's a zero-sum game. So if you're here, the goal is honestly, you do take money from, where does the money come from? It comes from other people. It comes from other people that don't know necessarily what's going on in the market. So I'm gonna get back to QQQ. All right, so we're not bullish on it. I'm overall bearish on QQQ, and that's me thinking about it long term. I'll be jumping back and forth just in case there is any chat. I know that it is Saturday. I do know that it's football season as well, and some people value football a lot more than financials. But it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. You know, you gotta have a balance in life, have fun. I was watching football earlier, so I'm not the one to judge. All right. So that's QQQ. I'm going to get into some of the tickers that I was looking at earlier. I saw a few that was a 618 pullback that was a bullish, and I saw some that was in the wholesale area. I saw some problem fractals, at least that's the name I give it. And also I saw some retail value or supply area. All right. So let's take a look at a stock first. Let's take a look at V. Everybody know what V is, right? So looking at Visa, I see a 618 pullback here. Why do I see a 618 pullback? So what I'll do is mark exactly where the 618 pullback is at. It's about right here. So if I was to do let me go back. I'll do it this way for you. I'll chart it up. I'll use the Fibonacci's here. And if I'm correct, I should be able to go from the bottom to the top. Yep, there we go. So if we look at it right now, and these red line, this red thing here is a fractal. The green thing also is a fractal. I look at it as support and a resistance, a temporary support, a temporary resistance. So right now, looking at it right now, it looks like Visa is pulling back to that 382 or that point, that 618, right in between this area, aka the equilibrium or your fair value area. Fair value, meaning that that's a pretty nice price to pay for it for Visa. All right. So looking at it, I see it pulling back to this 324. And I'm going to be watching it as long as we stay above this area here, this fractal, which the low is 328. 328 the low. As long as we stay above 328, I'll be looking for a bullish position. Looking for us to reverse from this area. As you see on this 4-hour time frame here at the bottom, we're starting to get that reversal. We had a drop down and it's starting to push back up here. So we're going to see what that looks like. And why do I think that? It's because of, it's not me necessarily thinking, or definitely not what I feel. It's what I see on the chart. Looking at the chart right here, we see that the stochastic is at the lower area, is below the 50 mil line, which shows us that it has definitely pulled back. Now we're going to be waiting over for a crossover. So we'll be taking a look at Visa on a 618 pullback. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll make sure I answer them as well. So that's Visa. Now we're gonna go over to Nike. Oh, let me speak on one more thing as well. This RSI here, the RSI is currently at 47, which also is bullish. If you look at the RSI, below 50 is bullish, and if it's above 50, then it's considered more of a bearish. You're looking for a bearish position. Doesn't mean that it's going to go down and doesn't mean that it's going to go up at that time. But another way to look at it right now is that 50 mid line is pretty much like a support line. Do we hold right here? We shall see. That's the question I actually have right now to see and wait for a reversal. We'll be looking for some higher highs to be created and higher lows to be created on Visa. All right. Here we go. Going over to Nike. All right, I've had this one charted out. This is actually a stock that I bought one of my friends for their birthday. You can buy stocks for your friends. You can buy stocks for your friends. There's a website, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's virtual. You send it like a e gift card in a way. It goes to their email and they open it up however they open it up, and they'll have that stock. So I bought my friend some stock of Nike around his birthday in February. I saw in February that it was near a bottom area near. I think we're actually at it right now. Let's see here. So it was right like in this area. And then we dipped down. As you see, we dipped down and we're still at that same area. So with that being said, what I'll do is I'll show you the wholesale area. This is the wholesale area here. So I bought it within this area. I just saw that it was reversing. So I was like, oh, this would be a great gift to give somebody, a gift that continues to grow. So looking at Nike, that area, that's 52 to 63 area is the wholesale area. And now it's going back into that gap. We're currently in that gap. So within that gap, what price tends to do is it pulls back into the gap to fill this void, and then we reverse back from there. So it jumped up. Now it didn't. Why would it jump up? It didn't jump up just because. It jumped up for a reason. It's bullish. There's a bullish sentiment on Nike. It spiked up right here. Now it's going back down to fill those incomplete orders. Fill the void. It's filling the void right now, right? And from there, we'll look to see if we get a reversal around that 63-ish area. All right. So, and we'll be looking for it to go to 82 and possibly higher 101, which is the golden ratio. Now, can it go higher than that? Absolutely. Why do you think that? Because it has. It's been higher than that. I'm not sure what the all-time high is right now. Let's take a look at it. The all-time high is, drum roll, 179. All right. So 179 now. It's $69 right here. This is Nike that we're talking about, and it's currently $69 right now. Do what you want with that information. I am overall bullish on Nike. Looking at it for a pullback to that 618 area again. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and go from the bottom to the top as always, and we always make it up to the top. You'll get that later. Now we have that pullback. So we may get to this. Let me move this here so you can see it better. That 382. I guess I should say 382 pullback. If you flip around another way, it'll be 618. Tomato, right? Same thing. It's a pullback into that equilibrium area or the fair value area. All right. Let me check the message. Make sure you tap that like as well. Make sure you tap that like as well. And share the information. It definitely goes a long way. And my goal is just to help somebody. That's all. I could trade and be silent and sit in a room or sit and travel and do things like that. But it's like, what's your purpose in life? What are you doing? Do you want to help people, or do you just want to do it by yourself and and laugh at other people? It's not. All ships rise with the tide. All ships rise with the tide. So my goal is to help the tide rise, and that's what we're doing here. So make sure you tap that like and share with one person. That way you can increase that tide yourself. I appreciate that. So that's Nike. All right, bullish on Nike, looking for that 618 pullback. Now we're gonna go over, step over to Forex. I like Forex because it gives you an opportunity. If people that don't have a lot of income, I did not start off with the income that I'm able to achieve now, but I didn't have a lot of income when I first started out. So trading options really didn't fit per se, because you're putting $200-$300 down just for one contract, unless you really want to go out of the money. And I don't suggest that. I like saying closer to the money. The further you go out of the money is more of a gamble. All right, the further you go out of the money, I'm so close to the mic. The further you go out of the money is more of a gamble. So I like to stay close to the money. That way we can get in the money and be at the money. ATM, ITM, OTM. Remember those. So, and also your theta. Your theta continues to eat your contracts, if I may. Your theta continues to eat your contracts if you're far out of the money. Once you get in the money, that theta, I won't say, I can't say, because I don't know 100% for sure that the theta stops, but your theta decay, it decreases tremendously. You don't lose as much money as you're out of that contract. It becomes intrinsic value. When you're out of the money, it's extrinsic. When you're in the money, it's intrinsic value. Extrinsic, intrinsic. All right. So I like to be close to the money. That way you can get intrinsic value. All money in, no money out type of mentality, right? So that's what you want to look at with your options. So with Forex, what I was getting at is prop trading. And that's something I focus on within the group, is helping people become prop traders. Because if you have the skills that I'm going over now, if you have the skills to produce and gain 6%, 8%, 10% in an unlimited time frame without drawing down, say 6 to 8%, you're able to achieve a prop trading account, and then now you'll be funded 100,000, 200,000, 400,000. Now, that doesn't mean that you get 100,000, 200,000, 400,000, but you get a portion. You get pretty much a portion of it. And that's what I've been able to help people do within a holistic trading group. And the link is in the bio, but it allows you to get that money and not lose your money. It allows you to grow and allows you to not be so emotionally involved, because the money that you work for, at least what I found, was the money that I worked for, I was tied to it. So losing it did not feel good when I was trading options and things like that, right? Because you're going to lose. You're going to lose a trade. Matter of fact, out of 100 trade, a successful trader, you can be successful and win. Yeah, we use the word win. You can be successful out of 100 trade. You'll be successful winning, I believe it's 27 of your trades, 27 out of 100. Why is that? Because you want to limit your downside. Limit your losses, allow your winners to grow. And that's with a 1-to-3 ratio. Now, I educate and teach people how to go over a 1-to-3 ratio by position trading. Position trading allows you to get more of the move. whatever that may be, it's more of it. We swing from zone to zone. So from demand zone to supply zone, or supply zone to demand zone, right? So it allows you to get a bigger portion of that pie. If you think of day trading as you get a piece of the pie, you get a kid amount, right? You get maybe a fork of that pie. Swing trading, you may get a nice slice of the pie. Now, when you position trade, you're gonna get at least half of that pie. That makes sense? All right. So going over to Forex, and if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the chat as well. I'll make sure that I answer those questions for you, whether it's live now or when you watch the replay. All right. Anytime. So looking at NZD USD, as I'm looking at this, going back to that 618, that pullback, we're pulling back into that area here. So I'll just place it like this, just so it can be seen a little clear on the higher time frame. I'll clear this out, some things I did earlier as I was charting at a coffee shop. All right. So as we see here, we had a big move up. Now think about it. We had a big move up. Wouldn't you like to buy within this candle? You now have that same opportunity potentially. I'm not going to just say that it's going to happen yet, but as we see, we're pulling back to that 382 area, or the 618, and our stochastic is down as well. The RSI is also in a bullish area below the 50. Now, all we're looking for is some higher highs to be created. Will it happen this week? Probably. I wouldn't say we may get the rest of the drop this week. I'll be looking to take this trade within a week or two, but we have to plan for these trades. Maybe I like to get my feet wet in trades as well. So when I do start seeing a reversal, I'll add a small position. Add a small position. That way I get it on my radar. I don't want to lose this trade, right? Meaning that I don't want to lose track of it, not lose it. 1 second here. Okay. So looking at NZDUSD, we see the same thing. We have a Fibonacci. We have the Fibonacci. We have a pullback. We have the stochastics down on the daily time frame. This is multiple time frame analysis, by the way. Multiple time frame analysis. This is not something that I created. This is something I learned through reading. I learned this through reading of books. All right. So multiple time frame analysis. Dr. Alexander Elder, he spoke a lot about multiple time frame analysis. A book that I would recommend regarding that would be Come Into My Trading Room. Come Into My Trading Room by Dr. Alexander Elder. That's a book that I would suggest to learn more about that, or you can always ask me. I do suggest the book as well, but I think I'll break it down in a layman's term if it doesn't just 100% make sense. I think of it as like a wave theory, like a surfer. As it's coming down, the stochastics you get in, and then the PSAR over here. This PSAR allows you to enter the trade. That's when you hop on your surfboard and it's time to go, and we'll take that trend up. I'll give you an example. So just to go over this trade real quick, we are bullish on this trade. I am waiting for a reversal. All right. So this is a trade that we are currently in within the group here. It looks amazing. We're in USDCAD. We bought here at this wholesale area, and we're looking to take it up to this retail area where we take profits. We'll take profits in the retail area. So we're waiting. We're up in this trade, and it is going great. It's going great. I love it. I do love this trade. I love every trade that's going in the way that I would like for it to go. All trades don't go that way, and you can be in the right trade at the wrong time. The same way you can talk to the right person at the wrong time. All right. So you can talk to the right person at the wrong time, and also you also can get in the right trade at the wrong time. All right. It goes both ways. That doesn't mean that you're in the wrong trade. Give it another go. If you miss the first pitch, go swing at the second one. Don't put the bat up and go inside. Swing again. Keep going. All right. So that's what we're doing here. We kept going, and we're in this trade, and it is overcoming any losses that we had, because third quarter was not a great quarter. To be transparent, it was not great. It wasn't. And fourth quarter, though, hold your fours up, as we did in football my whole life. We held our fours up. So if you can imagine in your head right now, holding your fours up like we do in football, maybe basketball did it as well. I wasn't a basketball player per se, but I did try. So that's what we're doing here. We're in the fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter is already starting off amazing. It's starting off great. So that's USD CAD. Now we're going to go over to its cousin. Not sure if it's actually cousins, but USDCHF. All right. I like this trade. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to get a better position. Oh, wait 1 second. I clicked the wrong button here, guys. I clicked the wrong button. Okay, here. Wait, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna just take these fibs. These are Fibonacci's. I'm just taking them from a swing high to swing low. That's all I'm doing. Taking it from swing high to swing low. I'm literally using one finger to do that. And it's below. If QQQ was overextended bullish, this is overextended bearish. And I'm not trying to guess the bottom. Well, how do you know it's not the bottom? All right, so great question. How do I know it may not continue to drop? The RSI is currently at 36. Now, between it, the RSI only goes from 0 to 100 and it's currently at 36. So it can't go that much lower. And we see that it's been floating around this 30-20 level and we're starting to pick up. Now, what I do envision based on this chart that we're looking at is that zero on that Fibonacci, the 0.80403 will act as a resistance because what once was support then flips and becomes resistance. I'm gonna repeat that again. What once was a support, once it's broken, it becomes a resistance. So I'm looking at that as a resistance line right now where we may see a little toggle, but overall we'll break through it. We are overextended on it and we'll need to see a pullback. So I'll keep this one on the radar as well for you guys. And if you're in the group, I'll let you know exactly when we get in as well. I'll know more possibly tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. All right. So, but keep this one on your watch list as well. And now we're going to go over to EURJPY. If you have any questions, I'll make sure I jump back and forth and check it just in case. On EURJPY, we have what's called a problem fractal. At least that's what I learned that it was called. And we have a problem fractal in a very overextended area. So what I've realized over my experience is you get a problem fractal, price comes down, it pulls back as if it's filling up this candle. It pulls back and we look for it to come back down. We see last on Friday it closed coming down. So we're looking for entries. Like I said, Sunday, Monday, we'll know a little bit more, but I am looking for this to continue to drop down. We're very overextended. Taking the chances up here is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Just be mindful. We always want to keep our risk low. We always start out with low risk. Unless you're just 100% confident, and I would hope that you're never 100% confident. I hope that you enter every trade and you think that you may lose this trade. I hope that you have the mindset that when you enter this trade, you may lose. Why should you have that mindset? Because it's possible. That's the possibilities. And we're working with probabilities. There's possibilities that you'll lose a trade, and then there's probabilities is what we're working with. So we're working with probabilities right now on EURJPY in the market. All right. So we are overall bearish on EURJPY, and I'm gonna take you over to two more tickers that we're looking at as well that we'll be adding to the list. EURGBP. EURGBP is in a retail area. So if we look at it just straight across the bar, I'm gonna use a straight line here from pretty much where we're at. Look, if I just go right here, look what's happened every time that it reached that area. I'll go even a little bit more across just to show you a little bit more. Every time we reach that area, we pretty much drop down. So now I'll be waiting. Yeah, we may get some consolidation right here. If we get a nice little pullback, yeah, we're gonna see. This isn't the one to take for me. I would like to wait. I would like to wait and get another PSAR entry on this one. But overall, we're bearish on Euro GBP. Looking for a bearish position here. I don't think this is the one yet, though. So I speak about things 1 week. Like if you look at last week, if we review last week, you'll see what I was talking about. So you can go back to my last video and you'll see that the positions from last week, they may have been available this week or this past week or this coming week. This week, these tickers will be available as well this week or next week. How do you know for sure? Well, stay tuned. That's how you will know, to be honest. Now, you can know for yourself by just going through the Udemy course and understanding, and I will be going over that Udemy course again as well. So if you already paid for the Udemy course, there's no charge. I'm not going to add more value into the Udemy course and increase the price or make you pay again. I'm not doing that. It's already paid for. If you paid for it already, it's already paid for. I want to be a go giver. All right. I want to go and give what I've been so thankful and grateful of information to learn and share with others. All right. So Euro GBP is also bearish. The last one, not last, but definitely not least, Caterpillar. Now, if you remember, I posted about this one. We had a rally, base rally. All right. Rally, base rally on Caterpillar. Now we reached like a top point. We reached the top point where we're starting to drop down. All right, you got the RSI that's hovering at 70 with the RSI. Shows that it's like a 30% quote unquote upside. And then also you have the stochastics that's on a daily that's up above the 50 midline. So we're gonna keep on watching this one as well. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and paint this picture for you with the Fibonacci's. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So we're looking at this one to continue down. I think now I do. I always have this. Oh, actually, now I don't have this question anymore. The 29th is when we get a new candle. So yeah, the market's not open on the 20. You know what? Let me look at the calendar because now I just confuse myself with the calendar. So we'll get a new weekly candle. We'll get a new candle on Wednesday. So now that makes sense to what I just said. You'll see later what I'm speaking on. All right. So stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, make sure you send me a DM, shoot me over a comment on here, add the Discord. The link is in the bio. If I've helped you make money, please just support by getting a shirt, branding a shirt, tag my name, tag me. I'm on Instagram, I'm also on X as well, aka Twitter. Tag me on there as well. If I help you make money, if I don't help you make money, don't buy it. It doesn't matter. You know that I want to do this for people that I help. So uh yeah, that's all I have right now. That's all I have for you. If you don't have anything for me, I don't have anything for you. I definitely appreciate you for tuning in, checking out this YouTube. I have a lot of information. I kind of went through a lot of things fast. I know it's Sunday, but I'm sorry, it's Saturday. I really want to get this information over to you guys that I went over on Saturday. I look forward to doing these almost every Saturday. Sometimes I will be a little busy, but almost every Saturday I look forward to giving some value to others that's tapping into the market, a lot of beginners, and also giving you some information that you can use so that you don't get abused by a lot of other people that's on here. You know, how do you know if someone is telling you the truth? Listen to them. How do they sound? How do I sound? Do I sound like I'm telling the truth or do I sound like I'm lying? Let me know in the chat. Till then, take care. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. I hope that you have a green week and make this quarter your best quarter leading into your 2026. But it starts right now. So I want to leave you with that. Take care. Have a good one. Peace.